Brexit news. Piers Morgan makes Tony Blair squirm. Reveals secret Euro meeting. UK News Expres. ITVs.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.